So we're going to be fishing the River Aire again today. Dry fly fishing for brown trout. Trying a slightly different bit of the river today than where I normally fish. It's a bit that I often fish for salmon. I haven't been up here much this year. As usual, I finished work, the sun was out, there wasn't a breath of wind, lovely weather. As soon as you come down fishing, it's got a bit colder, there's a bit of rain in the air, and it's actually a bit windy. So I'm going to try my luck anyway. Don't get out much these days, having to work so much. But aye, fingers crossed. Just trying to have a look and see if I can see any fish rising. Oh, I've just spotted one there. So, well, there's another one under that tree. So, good. There is some fish rising. Right, I'm going to get set up and then I'll get back on the camera. Right, so there's fish rising all over. To be honest, it's quite shallow here. So I'm going to have to try and pick my fish. Obviously some are bigger than others. I mean, there's something just rose there that's tiny. But we'll have to try and be quiet. The trouble is, when the water's this low, it's hard to be quiet. I'm trying a wee brown fly to begin with. I can't see anything on the water, but a wee brown one will do. Good as any to try. There's next to no black cast here as well. So. And it's very rough underfoot, hence the reason they're staggering about and scaring everything off. Just the usual. Yeah, scared them all off. Just the usual. Not actually sure what they're rising for. Must be emergers or something, because there's no actual flies on the water. Just a wee bit short again. It's a hard cast. Just keep getting it too short. bit better. There we go. Spectacular. Not a bad fish. Come on. That's quite a good fish actually. Nice one. Oh. So there's the fish. Nice fish, that one. So I managed one fish there. Must have scared about 5. For me, the hardest part of fishing the river like this is actually being sneaky and getting close enough to the fish without scaring them when the water's so deep, shallow, to actually get a cast. I mean, that fish I hooked there was only in 6 inches of water. Just need to be slower and more sneaky. So there's a few different fish rising there, but as usual I've scared off most of them. There's one still rising though. Might be able to get it. If we can get the fly in the right bit, it's about 10 feet the wrong place. Try with my good hand. Oh, there's a wee fishy. That's still too far over. More accurate with my left hand though, so I might be able to do a bit better. A bit more like it, a bit short though. Trouble is there is a bit of wind, which makes it hard to cast accurately. Oh, come on. Oh, fish rose for it, never took it. I don't think it was very big. think there's a slightly better fish there. Out of line totally. Better. Well, it took a fly right next to mine, but never took mine. Just hard to get the line right. You cast and it always goes to the one side or the other. I suppose if it was easy it wouldn't be such a challenge. Something rising in the corner there, but I think it's very small. Oh, there's some sort of fish there. I'll try that one. Nowhere near where I meant to be. Oh. Terrible cast, not doing well today. A bit better, not quite far enough over. So there is something rising there, but it's moved over when I cast to it. Difficult with the bank behind you and no back cast. You can't really roll cast a dry fly very easily either. I actually changed flies to a sort of yellowy olive one. Slightly bigger. Not really sure what the fish are rising to because I can't see any flies really of any description on the water. Could just be wee tiny grayling again, or wee par or something. See if we can get a rise. Oh, we got a rise. Got a rise and it never took it. Must be tiny. Yeah, a tiny wee thing. We're going to try a bit further down. Managed to rise a couple of fish there, but they didn't take the fly. I think they were tiny. Still yet to have a good sized trout this year. Almost to the day last year I managed a 3-pound one out the river on a dry fly. That's the best fish I've had on the fly, trout wise, out the river, I think. I think 3/4 of a pound's about the biggest this year. I'm not saying they're not there, the bigger fish, but I haven't seen any. Almost makes you wonder if the cormorants had them all in the winter. There was loads of cormorants on the river in the winter. There's something rising there, but it's a difficult bit to get to. Right, so I spent about 10 or 15 minutes walking up the river so I can get access to this bit. So there was 2 or 3 fish rising here. I don't think they're very big, but I'm going to try for them anyway. I certainly haven't scared them off, I don't think. And I'm not convinced they're very big. But if we keep fishing it, we might get one. Seem to be rising just slightly further over now. One rising just under that tree. I don't know if that's quite far enough. Might need to leave it further. That's probably more like it. Maybe still not quite far enough. Oh, that rose for it, never took it. What is going on? Right, so I can't actually get any more discreet than this. I've made a really long new leader. I put a 3-pound leader on, a 3-pound tippet, and I've also put some mud on the line so the line sinks. So if the fish still reject the fly, then it must be the fly. There's no way. I wouldn't have thought that. Oh, well, I hope. Come on. And there is fish rising, but again, it's a bit further over than what I cast here. So I was totally wrong. I couldn't have been any more wrong. Those tiny, tiny rises are actually good trout. Because I've just hooked one of them here, finally. Just going to have to be gentle though, because it's only 3-pound line. Just fussy fish, I guess. Come on, where are you going? That's quite a good one. That's a good fish. It's a good, well, 3/4 of a pound. So it just goes to show they were good fish, they're just bloody fussy. So look at that, that's a lovely trout, that one. Potentially the biggest fish I've had this year. Good 3/4 of a pound. Doesn't that go to show? So there's one rising right in that corner, almost tight into the bank. That might get it. I don't know if it's a trout or if it's one of these other bubbly risers that keeps not taking the fly. Well, it never took it that time. To be honest, I'm a bit close now. It was just about as far as I could cast before. Oh, we got it. So it was a trout. Oh, and it's come off. Oh well. To be honest, I think. Right, so I like this bit of water quite a lot. I've had a couple of nice trout out of here in the past, but it tends to be on wet flies, and at the moment there's nothing rising. So there's this lovely sort of bit where all these streams meet in the middle, and sometimes you get good sized fish lying in the slack water. So I might not have seen anything rise, but I am going to have a couple of casts with this dry fly. I've changed to a slightly more buoyant fly. It's got more hackle than the last one. It's a sort of ginger olive sort of thing. It's got a ginger hackle and an olive hackle and an olive body and a wing. So it's a bit more buoyant than the last fly, so I can see it better on the water. Whether you get any joy, I don't know, but I'm going to try. Few casts, nothing to worry, nothing to lose. I could change to a duo rig where you put the fly underneath as well, like a nymph, but I fancy just keeping it on the dry. I want a good sized fish on the dry, a couple of pound or something. So far we've not had any good fish, well, no fish that sort of size this year. I mean, they're not very common, but you do get the odd one normally. No, nothing. Oh, I'll just try fishing the fastest stream quickly. Sometimes you get fish lying in there. The fact nothing's rising, you have to be quite on the ball to actually get one, I think. So there's a fish right up under the end of that tree quite far away. Just not quite far enough. I'm going to try and have a cast for it. I'm going to take my time because the water's shallow and I can cast more or less up the river with my left arm to where that is. But it seems to have stopped rising. Oh, it's just not far enough. This is about 3 foot further up. That's better. No. Never took it. Must be tiny again. So there's a better fish in amongst all these little risers somewhere here. I was walking across the river and fishing the tail end over there, and I saw it rise. It was a big splashy rise and the fish was a lot bigger than what normally we've been catching recently. As usual, probably disturbed everything wading up through, but got to have a go. There's some right in the middle there. Not much of a back cast here again. It's alright if you come up the river. I like to cast across the other side. Because it could be it's over there somewhere, but it's a nightmare with the bank behind you. About the furthest I can get without wading out a bit more. A bit better. Oh, there's not a bad fish. Not too bad, wee bit short. Because you want to be about 3 feet above where the fish is rising, really, if you can. That's better, maybe. Line didn't roll out very well there. So there's a shoal of something rising over there. I don't know if it's small fish or just they're taking very small sips. Oh, whatever it was, we've got one on. Still can't see what it is. Oh, it is an actual trout, just not a very big one. left my net over there. So, oh, so it was a wee trout. It's a bit better. Oh, and it came off. So it scared all the fish and then come off. There's at least 3 or 4 eyes in there. So there's a fish just in front of that rock there. Flies a bit far over. Like it. Oof. That's an excitable one. Oof. A little bit bigger, I think. Just hope it doesn't come off. Yeah, it is a bit bigger, that one. See if we can actually land it. Oh, don't come off, you. No. Come on. Oh, no. Come on. Come on. Yes! Oh, that one's substantially bigger. That's more like a pound and a bit, that one. What a beautiful fish. It's got all the spots and everything on it. Right. That's more like it. Right, so check this out. That is an absolute beauty. All the spots on it and everything. That's over a pound, that one. What a lovely fish. I've got something rising in front of this rock here. I don't know if it's of any decent size, it's hard to tell. It's quite windy. There we go. It's not that big, I don't think. Very energetic though. Tangle around the end of the rod. Oh, it's not that bad. Trout number 5. Pretty good going. So I'm going to have one more go with a little brown fly. Last idea, and then it's going to be home time because I need to get up for work in the morning, have a shower, or have a bath, sorry, and dinner. So anyway, that's more or less the end of today's fishing session. I hope you've enjoyed it, the video. It's been quite a good session today. We've had 5 trout, the biggest was about a pound, just over a pound, so you can't complain at that. Lost 2 or 3 as well. But this one seems to be very difficult. So anyway, if you've enjoyed today's fishing program, feel free to subscribe to my channel and to like the video. It all helps. Thanks a lot.